Today I am Today I am trying to solve the 100 endgames you must know. This is a course on chessable by international master John Bartholomew, and it covers the most important, the most critical endgames that every chess player have to know. And I think endgame is so important to everyone that I cannot overstate the importance of studying them truly. So I'm very pleased to try my knowledge in this course. So this is the final test, and I will try to go over 100 exercises here with the timing and see if I can solve all of them. So let's start. Okay, this is the first one. Why to move? What is the correct result? So we see that the pawn white is trying to promote b7, then knight e5 is a draw because the knight get back to d7 or c6. That's a basic draw. But what if white play king b7, king b7, or king b8? And then if knight e5, I play king c7. Or king b7, maybe knight e3? No, I don't know. King b7 must be the critical move. Then knight e5, king c7, knight d3, king d6, knight b4, that's a draw. Yeah. So king d7, knight e5, king c7, knight d3. Maybe king b8 is the better move. Knight e5. No, but white still has to play. Uh, okay, b7, knight e5. Maybe king b8. King b8. Knight d7, king c8. Yeah, let's go b7, knight e5, and then go to king b6 or king b8. I think both wins, actually. King b6, 97. No, sorry, king b6, 97 is a draw. So king b8, I have to play. Then 97, king c8, that's the difference. King b8, 96, king c7. Okay, king b8 should be the move. Okay, that's the point. Yeah, if king b6, 97, king c7, knight c5, that's a draw. Okay, so I got the first one correct. This is a little bit tricky. Let's go. Okay, white to move. What is the correct result here? So the point here is if black gets the pawn to a2, then white's rook can just stay behind the pawn on the a5. And black's king, whenever it approaches the pawn, white will give checks, and that's a draw. But if the pawn is still on a3 or a4, then black's king has a2 or a3 to hide. And if he can get the king to a2, rook b1 with the pawn on a3, it could be a win for black. So we need to, now we cannot go rook a6. That would be a loss for white. So we have to defend from the side here with rook g4. The point is not to allow the black rook to leave the a5. And now after a3, we continue with maybe rook h, no, rook g3 has to be played. And then we just wait on the third rank. So attack the pawn from the side, and until black play a2, we will put the rook behind the pawn. So now where to go with the king? This is important question. g3 or g1? g1, king b4, rook h3, rook g, king g3, king d4, rook f3, king c4. You check, 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 and then that's can. Okay, king g1 or king g3. Not so easy. I have to try to recall my knowledge here. King g1, king d4, rook g3, king c4, rook f3, king c4, and then something checks. Check, check, check. king g1 seems to be the move, I think. Not entirely sure. Not entirely sure. But okay, let's go back. Okay, so king g3 also works, but king g1 is also right. Then just wait here. Okay, so it wasn't, it didn't really matter here. So just wait on the set rank until I play a2 and we'll go to a3. Okay, so I got it right. Next lesson. Find a square where black knight can draw here with white to move. Proceed to the following training mode only after you have found the square. Okay, so black knight has to be somewhere, maybe f8, e6, d7, somewhere where black can draw with white to move. So the knight has to cover f8. No, wait, actually no, it's not. Yeah, the black knight will be put in sus1 if it stays on e6 and e7. So maybe e8, e8, and then we just give it checks. So knight e8 is the best square for the knight here. All right. Yeah, and then we go knight f6, knight e8, f6. Yeah, that's it. Okay, black to move. Can he draw this? Okay, so black's king has to try to cross um, over the f5 to get close to the g pawn. So we have to go like rook a8, rook f8 now, and get the king. Okay, now we can, if the pawn has not crossed the middle of the board, and we have frontal attack, just keep giving checks until the king has to go back, and then we go rook f8. And the king gets in front of the pawn. This is a draw. Okay, very interesting exercises. Black to move, can he draw? So the most obvious move we can think about here is rook takes a6, and then white will play. The problem with rook takes a6 is that white play rook h5 check, and black's king is cut off. We cannot go king c6 because of b5, and then king d4, the king is cut off, and that's a loss for sure. So we don't go that, we go king c6 and king b6. And then we just wait here, I guess. We can start giving checks. We can give checks, or we can even play like rook g1 because the king block both the pawns. This is an easy draw. We can just wait like this. Yeah, here almost any move on the third rank would be a draw. And then just go back here. Yeah, doesn't really matter. And then go back to a3. H7 is also okay. And then back here. Yeah, you can go like, yeah. Okay, there are many moves here. Like any rook move on a set rank, etc. I don't know why white keeps playing in this position. Just make some move, checks, maybe check, go back. I'm not sure what white's idea is, but let me just go here. Yeah, so it just making a bunch of move, but white is not doing anything much here. Okay, next lesson. White to move. What is the correct result here? So white is trying to win. So if I go king g4, king g6, g3, king g4, king g6, g3. If h5, king f4 is winning. If h6, if h6, king f4, king h6, g4, king g6. Not so easy here. But king g4 has to be the move, I think. So let's go king g4. Okay. It was either not correct or it is just an alternative. I think it said that an alternative. So I could play another move, maybe g3. g3, if h5, h4, white is winning. g3, if h6. No, g3 was not correct. What is the move? Maybe h4. h4, h6, h5, king e6. That's a draw. h4, h6, g4. I don't get it. h4. Okay, king g6. Now what? Now g4, g4, king f6. g4, king f6, g5. Yeah, let's go. g4. No. King g4. King h5. Okay, I'm thinking f6 is a bad move. Black has to play h6 then. This is a, yeah, this is an easy win now. Go h5 and then we calculate g3 or g4. So g3, king h8, g4, king g8, g5, king h8, g6, g3, king h8, g4, king g8, g5, king h8, g6, take, king g8, g7 wins. Okay, so we just have to calculate a little bit to make sure g3 or g4 wins. And in this case, g3 wins. Okay. Yeah, so I make some inaccuracy there. Not so great. Black to move. Can he draw? So first of all, black cannot take the white knight because then king a5 and the pawn will promote. So black has to play like king c3 or king a3. So where to go? That's the question. If king c3, I think white can go like knight c4 and then knight b6, and then the pawns are rolling. So we cannot do that. So let's go king a3. And then just wait here, yes. And white will not be able to advance the pawn. Okay, so this is a draw. Black to play. Is the ending work for white or draw? Okay. White is 2 pawns up, but it's opposite color bishop. So white is trying to promote a pawn with b7 on the next move. It looks like a draw to me, because when the two pawns are very close to each other like that, black bishop and king can coordinate well and stop a pawn. So I guess the first move is bishop e5. With the idea if b7, bishop b8, and then just king e7, king d8. Okay, that is a draw. White to move, can he draw? White to play. Okay, so what is black's next move? He wants king g1, king f2, and then h2. So our king is too far away, we cannot get back in time. So we have to use the knight. So the knight has to go somewhere. Knight g6, h2, knight h4 is the draw, knight g6, king g1, then knight e5, king g2. Yeah, we get to g4, that's the draw. Okay, go knight g6, knight e5, get to g4, and this is a basic draw. Okay, white to move, can he win? White to play. So king h5 is the most obvious move. Then after king d3, b5, king c3, b6, king d2, b7, c3, b8, c2. That is a draw because white's king is too far. White's king is too far, so we need to keep the king close. So we have some checkmate threats. So if we go king f4 on the first move, or king h4, maybe king h4. King h4 is still too far, because we need the king to go to f3 after white promotes everything and black knight c2. So king f4 may be the move here. h4, king g4, h3, king h3, and then the same thing, and then I promote, black goes c2, white goes queen b2, king d1, king is still too far. How to win this? King h5, king b3, b5, king c3, b6, king d2, b7, c3, b8, c2. Let's go king f4. No, it's not right. King h4 has to be the move. Yeah. And then, okay, it stops too early, but I guess the idea is we leave the h pawn, so in case after promoting, black will not be able to get stalemated. Okay, this is a continuation of the previous, of the last exercise. So because we keep a pawn for black, we can go like queen b2 here. Well, queen b2 is the same thing, but we can also get some checks here. Or queen f4, I mean, almost any checks works. Queen b4, get that. Queen c3. Okay, almost any checks works here. Queen c4, queen c3, queen b2. And then we get the king here. Keep giving checks, checks, checks. And that's why we keep the h pawn, because now king a1, queen c2 is not stalemate. And now we just I'm gonna check my black here. Okay, next lesson. So yeah, so the answer to that puzzle is that yes, white can win by playing king h4. Okay, so continue. White to move, can he win? Okay, we have to cut off the black king, but where? So rook d7 is not a win because our pawn is not advanced far enough. So cutting off um, from this side is easier. It's the only accurate way to win actually. So white is gonna play b4, king b3, rook h5, b5, and just slowly improve, advance the pawn. Okay, black to move, can he draw? So king h3 seems like a draw to me. King h3, b5, f4, b6, f3, b7, f2, king e2, king g2. That's why king h3 and not king g3. King h3, king e3, king g3, b5, f4, king b2, f3, b6, f2, b7. Yeah, that's the draw. Okay, let's go. Now, king g4, b6, f3, king e3, king g3, b7, f2. That's losing. So we have to go king g3 now. King g3, b6, f3, b7, f2, b8, king g2, and it seems like a draw, I think. Okay, yeah, white king is now too far away, so this is a draw. Is there any square on the board for the white king such that black to move can draw? Okay, so find the square for the white king that allows black to draw here. So black to move. So black will play king a5, trying to get the a pawn. And then if white play d5, black goes back king d6, and then king c5, get a d pawn. So white's king has to be far enough that white doesn't get to defend the d pawn. Where is it? On a8 is totally winning for white. On a1, maybe a1. Let me think about h1 first. So if on h1, black play king a5, white play king g2, king a4, king f3, king b5, king e4. That's a win for white. On h8, if king a5, king g7, king a4, king f6 is also a win for white. So only on a1, king a5, if d5, king b6, king b2, king c5 is a draw. If king a5, king b2, king a4, king c3, king b5, king d3, king c6, king e4, king d6 is also a draw. Okay, so on a1, that's my answer. Okay, next. Yeah, an a1. Black to play, go king a5, and then king a4, go back, and drop. Okay. Black to move. Larsen could not find a way to draw. Can you? So black to move and draw here. How do we draw this? So if I keep giving checks, rook h8, rook g8, white king will have to step back to g3. But then I don't have time for rook g8 because of rook a5, and that's a basic win. So rook h8, king g3, I have to go king e5, rook f3, king e5. No, but problem with that is king e5 maybe rook a6. Rook f3, rook g8 is a draw. So rook a6. Then I go rook g8, and then king h4, king g5, rook g6. That's a win for white, unfortunately. Okay, so how do I make a draw here? King e5 on the first move allow rook f3, so maybe king f4. King f4, forcing rook a4, and only then king e5. And it seems like a draw to me. Yeah, it seems like a draw. King f4, rook f4, king e5. What about king e5 immediately now? King e5, rook f3, rook h8. Yeah, that's still a draw. So king e5, but what if rook a6? King e5, rook a6, check, king g5, check, king h5, check, rook h6. Okay, I guess I have to check immediately. Otherwise, rook a6 is gonna win for white. So check immediately, and then go king e5, and then if rook a6, I go rook h1, and then attack from behind. This should be enough to make a draw. Okay, there's an alternative. I guess just rook h7. Also okay. Rook h1 also draw. Okay. Exercise 15. White to move. Can he win? White to play. Okay, king. Oh wow, I know this one. Rook f2, and then king b7. Uh, should I play rook f8 first? No, let's go king b7. And now rook f8. Rook f8, g3, rook g8. Now rook f8. Okay, king c6 is also good. King b5, and then rook f8. King e4. Yeah, it's good. Okay, is this ending draw? White to play. King g6 has to be. Wait, king g6, king f4, h6, rook a6. Uh, king g7, king g5, h7, king rook a7, king g8, king g6, h8 knight, king f6. That's a win for black. So we have to go back. King g4, king g4, king e4, h6. Yeah, king g4 seems to be a draw. King g4, king e4, h6, rook a1, king g5, king e5, h7. Yeah, that's a draw. Let's go back. h6, king g5, king G, no, h7. Well, king g6 and h7 is the same thing. So king g7 or h7 now. h7, rook h1, king h6, king f7. That's okay. So king g7 has to be played here. And if rook a7, go back king g6. Okay. Black to move. So this position with gf bishop c5. This is a gf bishop c5. I think that is a draw. Yeah, gf bishop c5, and then just king f2, kind of waiting there. Okay, f2 immediately, and the bishop just waits. Rook f3, king g2, rook, but then it will be hard to advance the pawn. No, actually GF, king F2, king E4. Okay, after rook B2, white get the bishop on A7, F2, A7, G1, diagonal. That's a draw. So I have to take with the rook. And now we try to play G3 at some point. So let's go rook B3 first, then king G5. We try to go king H4 at some point, and then G3. So how do we do it here? Let's go rook B5 maybe. Rook D5, I guess. And then rook D2, rook D3, king H4. That's it. Yeah, so with the pawn on G4, it's too, I mean, the bishop doesn't have enough space to control the king. And this is a win. So, very nice. Black to move, can he draw? So black has to push. No, not push. A5, rook H5 is a win for white. So black has to go with king B5 or king C5. Problem is with king B5, king F7, A5, king E6, A4, king E5, king B4, king D4, king B3, king D3, A3, rook check. Yeah, so king C5 has to be the move in order to shout the black's, white's king. So white's king doesn't have the d5 square. Now, king c4 or a3. a3, rook. a3 seems okay. And then king c4, king b3, king b2, and king c1. Yeah, and this is a draw. Okay. White to move. What is the result here? So king f5, king f5. Black doesn't get the Philidor defense, so white will get the king to e6 or f6. Then king f5. What should black do there? Rook d1 seems to be the only move. And then king e6. Black's king had to go to f8. It seems like a win to me. King f5 seems like a win. King e6. Actually, maybe still a draw. Rook h8, rook. Okay, rook h8, king g7, rook a8. Black has rook e1. That is a draw. Yeah. So rook f7 has to be the move here. And now maybe rook a7. Rook a7, rook e1, king f6, rook f1. I don't want to go rook f2 or rook f5 because then rook a1 seems like a draw. So maybe rook d7 here. Yeah, rook d7 seems like a move. And then king f6, forcing black to, wait, not king f6. King f6 looks like the best move. King f6, rook f1, king e7, rook f7, and then king d6 or something. Okay, so not that one. Maybe king d6. No, king d6, rook a6. No, king f6 has to be the move. I think I know. I saw this position before. I'm sure king e7 is not the move. King e7, king g7, e6, rook a8 is a draw, I think. No? That's strange. e6. I don't know, this seems very strange. Why to allow king g7? Okay, this is a win, but I think the other way is easier. Yeah, this is a win. Okay, rook d2, rook d1, rook d3, rook d4, almost any move wins. Okay, rook b8 also wins. Rook c8? You want me to play rook c8? Okay, I'm gonna play rook c8. Alright. Yeah, I'm not too convinced about that position. I think king h6 there instead of king e7 was the much easier way to win. Okay, white to play. Can he draw this? So looks like c5, king e2, king g3, king e3 is a loss for white. So we have to get the king there. So king f1. As long as after black takes the pawn, white gets the opposition, and black doesn't get an extra tempo, it is a draw. But how to do it? King f2, I'm thinking. King f2. If c5, king e3, king c2, king e2. That's a draw. Yeah. So king f2, king d2, c5, king d3, king e1. That is also a draw. Okay, so king f2 is the way. And then you go this, this, and this. Get the opposition. And this is a draw. Okay, very, very difficult positions. All right, where do I go with my king? King c6, rook e7, king d5, king d3, e5, king c6, king, rook e7, king d5, king d3, e5, rook somewhere h7, e6. Yeah, seems like, okay, king c4 is also a move. It's the same thing though. King d5, e5, and etc. So king e6 is a bad move. Yeah, king e6 is a bad move because after rook d4, black can get back in time. Yeah. Black to move. Can he win this? So I'm thinking black has to attack the pawn from behind. So let's go king e4. King e4, king h6, king f4. Yeah, it seems like a win. King f4, and then this key move, bishop g6 and king f5. Very nice move. Okay. Black to move. Can he win this? So black has a pawn on c2, white has a pawn on h7. So I'm thinking rook b6. Sorry, rook g3 check. If bishop takes c1, h8, queen g5, king f7, king f7 is checkmate. So rook g3, white has to play king h6, because if king f8, then rook f3 wins the bishop, and then black will promote. So rook g3 seems like a good move. Then king f7, check, and take the pawn. That's right. Black to move. Can he draw this? So black's best chance seems to be trying to sack the bishop for a pawn and then capture the other pawn. So king b6, f5, king a7, f6, bishop e5 is a draw. King b6, f5, king a7, knight e7. That's the trick, and the bishop is dominated. Cannot stop the f pawn. But on the other hand, if we don't capture the a pawn, then it should be very easy win for white. So king b7 or king b6, f5, king a7, knight e7, and the bishop has nowhere to go. That's a trick. That's a difficult exercise, but I think I saw it. Bishop e4 first, and then if f5 we take. Okay, yeah, it shouldn't take me that much time, but I finally realized the trick. Why to move? Can he win? G4, I like G4. Yeah, G4 has to be the win here. G4, G5. Trick is that black is not in time to capture the F pawn. And now we just go back here and then play F5, F6. Go back anywhere. F5, F6. And we win this. Okay, good. Find mistakes in the following move. Proceed to the following set of trainables only after you think that you have found all the mistakes and improve upon them. Okay, so king h7 is a mistake. Black has to play black has to play rook g7 to stop white's king from going to f7 and f8. King f7 and then white play queen e4. That's okay, but king f7 is a better way to win. King f7, rook g7, king f8 is a win. Yeah, and then eventually white get the king to f8. This is a win. It took a little bit of time. Well, I don't know if it was a win or not, but they stopped here. So anyway, the rules in this endgame is not to allow white's king to f8. So whenever white play king f6, black has to play rook g7, like in the starting position here. So black to play and draw. Let's go rook g7. That's the only way to draw. So now white to play and win, king f7 and king f8. Just as I said, black to play, again rook g7. Here, okay, king e8 has to be the move. King e7, king e8. I don't really see the difference, but I could guess both wins anyway. Okay, next. Now black to play. Again, we cannot allow white's king to go to f8, so rook g7 is the only move to defend here. White to play king f7, not allowing rook g7. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so Kramnik missed this win, and I guess they finally drew this game. Okay. Everybody knows that in this endgame, Janowski resigned in a draw position, but it is not so well known that Capablanca had a forced win. What would you play in this position in which Capablanca made a mistake? So why to move and win? Where is the forced win here for white? Okay, let's try to find it. How do we win this for white? So white need to push the pawn somehow. Question is, how? So if I play like bishop c3, king g6, b4, king f7, king d5, king e8, king c6. Yeah, that should be a win for white. Just check. No, it's not. Why? What's wrong with bishop c3? Okay, let me go bishop c5. Bishop d6. Same thing, no? King d5. Oh, really? I mean, on this move, same thing. So I really don't see the difference between bishop c5 and bishop d6. Um, It cannot be bishop e2 or bishop e1 because black can play bishop e7. Okay, I mean bishop e7, white still has bishop f2, bishop c5. But it really doesn't make a big difference there. So. All right, so what to do now? How do we get the pawn to promote? So black is trying to get the king behind the pawn to c4 or a4. So we have to offer a trade of the bishops to get the pawn to b6. So bishop g3, king d3. How do we get the bishop? How do we get the pawn there? Black is defending pretty well here. So king c6, king d3, bishop f2, king c4, bishop b6, bishop h4, bishop c7, bishop f2. That is a draw, I think. That is a draw. Oh, king b7. King b7, king a6, and then bishop a5. That's the nice way to win. Yeah, king b7 is a very easy move to miss. Yeah, these endgames are not easy, guys. This is very difficult. Yeah, I played bishop d1, bishop d2. That was an alternative. Also wins. Bishop e1 also wins. Yeah, very instructive. This king b7, king a6, and offering the trade on a5. Very nice. So I think the theory is that if black gets the king to c4, the opposition like that is a draw. But if the king, like black king is on a4, or if black king is on c4 and white king is on a6, then it's a win. So the diagonal opposition doesn't work here. Okay, nice. Okay. So next lesson. So bishop c3 is a mistake because because black king get the tempo when it goes to d3. Right, right. Okay, that's nice. Black is going to lose his rook. Can he draw after all? Maybe. So black has to give checks. Rook 8, rook h7, king h7, e4. Yeah, check seems like the only good move here. No? e4 is not good because of rook f5 and rook h5. So I was thinking rook h1, king g7, rook h7, king h7, e4, king g6, e3, but then king f5. Yeah, that's the problem. So we need to activate the king first, I guess. c4 or d4. Let's go to c4. d4. Wait, how could it be wrong? So e4 maybe? Okay. And then d3. c3. Wait, king c4, king g6, e4, king f5, e3, king f4. Yeah, that's the last. So we have to go to e3, e4, and then king f3. Again, opposition, and then promote to a knight. And this is a draw. Okay, very difficult exercises. Why to move? Can he draw this? This one looks familiar. I think king e3 is the move. Yeah, king e3 is the move, I believe. And then rook a1, and then front to attack, and then that's why we need king e3 to attack the rook here. And this is a draw. Okay, black to move. Can he draw this? Maybe. Let's go bishop b3 or bishop c2. Bishop c2, bishop f5, bishop u1. Bishop c2 and bishop b3. What is the difference? Bishop b3, king e5. King c5, bishop f3. Okay, maybe that's the difference. Bishop c2, king e5, king c5. Bishop f3. And then what? Then how do we get the king? Oh, maybe that's why we need bishop a4. So we can go bishop d7 then. Right. That's so important. Now just king d6. Well, king d6 or bishop c2 is... Well, king d6 is the easiest way. How can you make any move other than king d6 here? Okay, I'll go bishop e7, but it's the same thing. No? Come on. How do you not play king d6 here? King d6, g5, king e7 is just totally draw when we get the king to g7. Anyone who doesn't play king d6 here is just playing very strange chess. Okay. Come on, I play king d6. That's the best move. What do you want me to find here? Bishop e8? Black is just making his job so much more difficult if he doesn't play king d6. Bishop d7, g5, king d6. May still be a draw, but why do that at all? Why did you do that? Okay, king d4, I guess also a draw, bishop c2. But was absolutely not necessary. Yeah, it was not necessary at all. Okay, this is also a draw, but why make it so complicated? Yeah, the only problem with bishop b3 or bishop c2 is that after bishop f3, king c5, king e5, black cannot stop the pawn to g4 and also cannot go behind the pawn. So yeah, so that's why bishop a4 is the better move, because then we have bishop e7. All right, next. Black to play and draw this. How do you draw this? Knight f5. So I'm thinking knight f5. Knight f5, king h3. So okay, it's not knight f5. There's an alternative move. So it looks like there's no way to stop white from promoting to the queen. The only thing we can do is maybe try to keep white's king there, not to allow it to activate. So I'm thinking knight c5. Knight c5, a7. What's the idea here? Yeah, I think tonight against the queen is still very likely drawish, but there must be a more forceful way to draw this, to defend against the pawn. So I don't see exactly how to. Knight f5, king h3. Yeah, I mean, just the two knights can connect with each other pretty well, and just stay like this. I think it's like knight c5, knight b7, knight b6, and king to stay on c7, b6, also draw. Um, but it doesn't want me to play this move. So what does it want me to do? I really don't know. What do you want me to do here? Okay, so basically any move with the knight can draw. Why knight e6 is better than, let's say, king d7 or something? Just doesn't make any sense here. Okay, black to move. What is the correct result? f6, gf, g5, fg, f4, g6, king e6, g7, king f7, king c5, f3, king d6, f2. Looks like black can win that. Okay, so do we go g4? Gf is a draw. Gf king d4 is a draw. So let's go g4. King f7. And this should be a win for black. Okay, black to move. Can he win? f4 seems like the win. Then king g3 and f3. Rook h2. Rook a1, rook e1, take. f2. Yeah, that's a win. What? Rook a1? Come on, rook a1 is a clear win. What is this? Rook a1, rook e1, take, f2. King e2, king g2. That's a clear win. Okay, you want me to play rook h2. That's also a win, but rook a1 is much more forceful. So no reason to not play rook a1. Now f2, king e2, f2, king e2, king g2, then king g1, yeah, and then f1. Oh, rook g2 first. Is it f1 or rook? f1 or rook g2? f1, take, king f4 is a draw. So let's go rook g2. And this is a win. But again, why make it so complicated when you could win so easily with rook a1 there instead of rook h2? I see the solution there. I mean, it's not a wrong solution, but there are different ways to the same result. Okay, white to move. Can he win? White to play. b4. I'm thinking about that move. b4, ba, b5, take a5, b7, a4, king a7, a3, b8. That's a win. So let's go b4. But what if I just go bishop c3? Bishop c3, b5, king b7, b4. Yeah, bishop c3 seems easier. Why don't I play bishop c3? Bishop c3, a5, king b7, a4. King a2 first. Bishop c3, king a2, king b7, a5, king b6, a4, king a5, king b3. Yeah, that's a draw, unfortunately. So b4 has to be the move here. Let's go. Okay, king c7, king a7 are both winning. Wait, what? I promote queen. That has to be a win, no? You want me? Or is it promote rook? Rook a2, king b6, king b1, king c5. Wait, if I promote queen a2, king b6, king b1, king c5, or king a5, king c2. Queen b5, king b1, queen b5, king b2, queen a4, king b1, queen b4, king a1. Oh, we just save a tempo by just going king c6 or king b6. Wait, there are so many king d6. So many moves here. I mean, basically, you can do anything, right? And king b6, king c5. Yeah. Okay. Why to move? Choose between gf or g3. Gf, king f4, king g2, king e3, king e3. Gf, king f4, king g2, king e3, king g3, king e2, king f4, king f2, king f5, king f3, king f5. That seems like okay, but gf, king f4, king e2. Okay, what about g3? g3, f4, take, king f1, king e3, king e1, king d3, king f2, king c3, king f3, king a4, king e2, king b3, king d1, king b2. That's a win for black, so we have to take. Wait, what? g3? Oh, gf, king h3. Oh, yeah. No, that's the trick. Yeah, terrible. King f4, king f1, king e3, king e1, king d3, king f2, king c3, king f3, king b3, king e2, king a4, king d1, etc. Yeah. Okay. White to move. Can he win? How to win this? Hmm. I guess rook x6. Okay. Rook a6 maybe possibly. No. Rook c6 then. Okay. Maybe I have to take more time and think. Maybe rook b6. No. What is the trick here? Rook d8. Rook d8, king e5. I mean, rook h6. If any move wins for white, it has to be rook h6. It's the most human move too. Rook h6, king e5, d6. That has to be the win. Yeah, rook h6 is the one I should play. That's the first move I play. But the solution is rook e6. And then I guess just cutting black's king. I don't know why to play rook e6 at all. Okay. I guess rook e1. I just take a pawn and then rook e1. And then because the black's king is cut off for 5s, white should eventually win this. Okay, white to move, can he win this? So if we move the bishop somewhere, the black's bishop will go to a5 or h4. So maybe the first move is king e4. Wait and see where black's bishop is going. And then we move the bishop. Question is where? So let's go bishop f6, bishop c7, king d5, king d3, king c6. Yeah, that seems like a win. Wait, bishop f6, bishop c7, king d5, king d3, king c6, bishop a5. Bishop f6, bishop c7, king d5, king d3, king c6, bishop a5, bishop e5, bishop d8, and it's still not so easy. So if we go bishop g5, bishop c7, oh, try to win a tempo maybe. No, not really. Wow, how to win this? Maybe let's go with the king to c8, with the idea that once we remove the bishop from d8, there will not be bishop c7. Okay, so now what? Yeah, so now maybe king b5. King b5 threatening bishop g5, so bishop has to go back to g3. Maybe king b6, bishop f2, king b7, king b5, king b6, same thing. And then bishop g3. Now what? bishop x6, bishop c7, king c6, bishop a5, king b7, king c4, king c8, king d5, bishop d8, bishop e1. Where is the win here? Okay, I mean, if you want king b7, you could do king b6, king b7, one move earlier. Okay, now what? Bishop g5, bishop a5. Maybe king c8 now. Yeah, king c8 seems like the move. Bishop g5, bishop f4, bishop d7, bishop d6, bishop c7. Yeah, wow, that was difficult. Okay, white to black, too many pawns to capture. Which one should we capture? Wow, this is a difficult decision. Which pawns should we capture? Bishop f5, king d6, de, king e5, bishop d7, b4. If bishop, yeah, let's capture b5. King d6, dc, king c5, bishop d7, f4, king e2, e4, bishop h3. If we get the bishop to g2 and h1 is a draw. Yeah, that seems like it. Okay, same thing. Capture this one. So basically, you could capture any pawn, like b5 or f5. They are both the same thing. Okay, I mean bishop e4 first is also the same. So, oh, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. So king d2, king c2, king d2, bishop e7. Bishop d7, king c4. It's so simple. Maybe king d3. Okay, on the three moves that I just played, they are all sufficient for a draw. So this is not really a good exercise because there are lots of equally good moves. Okay, even that move is good too. So what's the point? I mean, I can make any move and still draw. Even that move too. So what's the point here? I don't. Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit strange to continue playing in this position. So what do you want me to make here? I don't know. I make only really many moves here. So bishop f7 seems like a draw. e4, bishop c4, e3, and just maybe it's this one. Wait, not that. I did it. Okay, now it's a draw. Just wait until the editor. But there are many other ways to, I think, better way to make a draw there. Okay, this is Anand Gelfand, last game in the World Championship match. So 96, 94 seems like a fast way to win. Take, and then King B6 or King A6. They're both the same thing. I don't see the difference. So then check. I guess. Check. And then what? And Rook B8 with the idea King A7 B6. That's the win. Okay, try to move. Can he win? H7, King B7 is a draw, so we gotta go here, 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 or here. This is a win, yeah. All right, I need to speed up a little bit. I have been a bit slow. So black to move down to pawn, but we need to take both the white pawn, but maybe King D6 first is more accurate. And then take, and then I guess Rook H6. No. Rook H6, Rook F7. Rook H6, Rook F7. Rook H6. Yeah, and then Rook H1 back. Okay, so it seems like did I finish it?
Yes, looks like.
Oh, okay. I thought I had to do like 100 exercises, and it was like only 40 something.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
how was that?
All right. So my score is not great, guys. I was so slow, but I love the endgame puzzles. They are really difficult and really useful to review them once in a while and make sure that you know them well. So you don't know when you will have to play these positions in real life in your games. So it's good to review them from time to time. So let me take a quick look of the ones that I missed. Okay, I don't remember which one is that, but let me just try something here. how do I review it? Oh, maybe this one. Oh yeah, this one was one of the first one that I missed. Yeah, King H4 was not too difficult. This one I managed Rook H4. This one I also managed. This one same. Yeah, this one I knew Rook F2. There was a couple of exercises that I was not very convinced. Let me see. Yeah, this is one of them. So yeah, Rook F7 is very important, I agree. This is the only move to win. The idea is if King E8, then you go Rook A7, King F8, Rook A8, King G7, then King E7. And we get the pawn to E6, we've avoided the defense from the long side. So that is a win. But after King G8, King G8, Rook D7 is a good move. Rook A1, but here I'm not convinced about King E7 at all, because normally you don't want to allow black to get to this like long side defense here. So the best move here, in my opinion, is King F6, and I'm 100% sure that I'm right here. That is King F6. So we're threatening Rook D8, and black has to give Rook F1 check, and only then we play King E7. So if Rook A1 there, we actually gain a tempo. We can play E6 and win very easily. But so after King E7, black has to give check again, Rook F7, and only then we go back King E6. Then black has to go Rook F1, and we play Rook A7. So it's the most important thing to control the A5, so black doesn't have the defense on the long side. And I'm sure I saw this in the Rescue Endgame manual book, that King F6 is the best move here. So King E7 may be still winning. Yeah, but I found that this is making White's task a lot more difficult. Like you have to be, like here, Rook D6 was the only move to win. If you don't find this move, it's not going to be a win. But if your Rook can stay on the A5, then you can win very easily. So this is absolutely not necessary. So from a practical point of view, I'm not so convinced about this one. But a lot of the exercises I really like. This one I manage. This one I also manage. Oops, sorry. Maybe I make it a little bit smaller. Okay. This one I also manage. This one same. This one same. Same. This one I knew. This one I knew. Yeah, this one is very important one. Okay, this one is nice. I make a couple of mistakes here, but yeah, very nice ideas. King E4. Yeah, that's a nice one too. Okay, this one I knew. This one I also managed to solve. This one I'm not convinced, because basically you can make any move with the knight. So it's not really, not really that important that knight E6 was the only move. You can basically make any move with King D7, King E6. Yeah, Queen is not gonna win against the two knights. This one I managed. This one same. This one same. Yeah, this one, yeah, G3, I miscalculated a little bit on this one. Yeah, okay, this one I play Rook H6 first, but yeah, Rook E6 seems like an easier way. rook d4, and then because we cut off the black's king quite far, so we just go like d4, e5, putting the pawn all the way to a7, and then like black's rook will be on b2, black's king will be somewhere on f7, and then we just go like rook h1, rook h8, rook b8, and the king gets out. Okay. Yeah, this one was also quite interesting. I make a few mistakes here, but nice to learn. Okay, this one I am not so convinced because, well, basically you could take either pawn. And my idea was, well, my idea was not this. My idea was DC and not DE. But I guess it could be dangerous because the two pass pawns are strong. So bishop f5 is the best move, and then we take this pawn. But here is where I find it not convincing, because basically I make a bunch of moves here, and it says those are alternatives. So all those moves are enough to draw, like bishop e6, bishop e7, king d3, king c2. All these moves are drawn. So why do I have to make bishop g6? But okay, the idea is, I mean, I saw the idea that the bishop and the king can control both pawns because they are quite close to each other. So we have a fortress here, and white king will just stay on e2 and d1, or f3 if black gets the king to d4. So yeah, this is a draw. Okay, this one I managed. This one also easy. Yeah, this one I realized that taking immediately is not good because of king f5, rook h4, and then white has like cutting off the black's king, and f6 gonna fall sooner or later, and white should be able to win this. Yeah, this is a classic win because black cannot defend from the long side. Black's king need to be on h7 and not d7. And here it's just a Luciana position, pretty simple. So yeah, I managed to find this and then just king back. So this is good. Yeah, I think that's all. That's all. Really, I really enjoy all the exercises. They are very difficult, but very interesting. And I hope that you guys will give it a try. So thank you all for following my stream today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.